And welcome everyone to Nerd TV for another broadcast, this time on a Wednesday for the OP Grand National Buttkicker Series on this fine evening here at Daytona International Speedway on the iRacing platform for the Countdown to Green here, presented by Icon Apparel Company. And welcome aboard here for our Wednesday showing here. First time we've done Wednesday in quite some time, I do believe, back since 2 years ago almost. So we're going to get this thing live rolling here. We're going to get refreshed, but we are not unfamiliarized with these spaces. We'll go over that a little bit later on here. And weather on the track on your left-hand side of your screen. It's Daytona, so expect some humidity, but on track it's partly cloudy, 65 degrees in the skies and on the surface. Wind is keeping it tame tonight. It's down to 4 miles an hour, and I said humidity. They have some faulty weather, and let me tell you, I live in Florida. 0% is not the way, but we're gonna run some dry air here this late winter Florida evening. My name is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty on the interwebs. To my right hand side, co-partner, producer, partner in crime, whatever you want to call this man. My camera's blurry. I don't know why every single time it shows up blurry. We're able to come back though. And Dustin Loxton to my right side. What's going on, man?
Hey, ready to see some racing action as you try to get your camera fixed. But
hey,
there we go, nice and crispy. But no, try to get some racing action. See some good action here from the OP boys. Most of the time that you see us do this, it's from a different angle. It's usually from us actually partaking. But the nerds have elected to hop up in the booth and yeah, and try our hand up here. I love it. It's going to be a great race tonight, and we're counting down championship implications right now. This is race 12. It's this race and next week drivers have to make their way into the playoff 16.
Yeah, man. You've been racing in this thing for a while. You had to take a little break there with the computer problem that has now been resolved. I don't race on this Wednesday series, but I am very familiar with the Monday and Saturday night crews for their Premier Series and for the Truck Series. So,
good news. Not a whole lot changes.
Yeah, I'm looking through this pylon, man, and there's a lot of familiars, couple new, but this is OP, man. OP is super speedway only, and so these guys are very, very familiar with this track layout. They do it several times a week, every single week for years on end. Super speedway is their thing. So if there's any new viewers coming in tonight, and you're gonna either see you're gonna see some awesome racing, or B, you're gonna see these guys getting so comfortable they're gonna wreck each other every single lap. We don't know. That time will tell here, but. Dustin, you got insight for the Wednesday thing. You're not in the points anymore, but that's why we're in the booth here. So, what are we gonna expect here on this fine Wednesday?
Well, you're gonna expect good close racing, just like on Mondays, just like on Saturdays. These races here, you're gonna see green flag pit stops. You definitely will. A lot of the races I put in here before I had to miss a couple due to the PC issues, and that's ultimately what kind of dropped me out of the playoff contention. Pit stops are going to be ever vital. Green flag pit stops, we're going to see them coming in. They're going to come in hard and fast. You will see the pack get separated a little bit on green flag pit stops. Some people a little bit better at getting in, getting off. And it's Daytona. We're probably going to see a caution. We have seen some races here go almost caution-free, if not caution-free. In the 14 seasons, yes, you heard me right, 14 seasons that these guys have been running, that has happened as well. So, I mean, really anything's on the docket tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah, I wasn't lying when I said years on end. 14 seasons. That's not 14 years, but that's probably a decade worth of racing here. Super speedway mainly is their thing. So full field here tonight. Looks like close to 30 entries here. We got just a couple seconds left before this practice session ends out. And Dustin, we're gonna end practice with a Jeff Crosby combo, 1 and 2. Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 15 take P1, P2 in tonight's practice session for the second to final race of the 2024D, since they did start this in 2024D season. But here we go, Dustin. This is our time to get our faces off your screen. We're going to kick it full screen qualifying, where we're going to see Jeff Crosby Jr. lead this thing off in qualifying. If they choose to qualify, it's super speedway. Some people elect to not. Some people elect to try to start up front. Some people elect to just qualify purely for their pit stall selection. So, a lot of combinations happening every single time. And since they do this so often, like they have a very strategic game plan every time they come in here.
No, and they really do. I mean, qualifying, it's hit or miss. It's a draft track. I mean, drivers know how to use and manipulate the draft quite a bit, so that they can move forward and back. You're going to see drivers drop down to the apron and fall back, and then 10 laps later, you're going to see them back up in the top 10, top 5. But a lot of drivers will try everything they can to get a solid start up front, and try to stay up there with hopes that if a caution does happen or the big one does happen, it's behind them rather than them being in the middle of the pack and being in the middle of the big one or a wreck. So, and it's an art form. I can tell you, Jeremy, it's an art form, and I can tell you from experience, I'm a shitty artist, hands down, because I cannot qualify to save my life. But a lot of these drivers, it is an art form, and they are very good at what they do when they go out there to try to set a quick time.
Yeah, I always complain that we have really good race cars for Nerd Esports, but qualifying, I'm like, man, we are just trash. I don't know what kind of funding we have in our... It's like we're going back to the, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, where you put money into race trim versus qual trim. We just forget the qual trim even exists.
Oh, hands down. It's all race trim. All race trim.
All race trim. We say qualifying is garbage at these super speedways. Because, if you know how to pass people like Austin Hill, you don't need to worry about qualifying. You just get that good pit stall selection if you can, but when you qualify in the back, that doesn't matter either because you're not going to get it. But here on board, one of the Crosbys, you were on board with Dave Hunt in that yellow and blue hood. Now we're on Crosby Junior, presented by Callaway on the hood here. He's on his now first lap.
And only lap. Only lap. Yes, so
that's right.
OP.
And I missed a race too.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. So OP only does single lap qualifying. That's it. You go out there for your out lap, and you get one lap to try to set quick time.
That's it. So even with the one lap, you still have different strategies that are involved. I've seen people run halfway up the backstretch on exit, and some people will be like, you know what? No, that's not the right way to do it. We're going to sit here and hug the yellow line. And then some people go, you know what? I'm going to go out to the outside wall. But this right here is very common. Take that one lap. You can run below the yellow line because you're not passing anybody. It is perfectly A-OK to do so. See, he comes across the line, 50.230. Currently puts in P3 on the board right now. Your top spot belongs to Gabe Butler out of 14 times posted. Zachary Workman second. And, of course, Jeff Crosby Jr. third, Jude Conrad fourth, Les Levi going to be fifth right now. You'd think for all the time I had raced with these people, I would not say their names, but you know what? They don't talk to them half the time, so I don't know how to pronounce their names, even though I see them. I curse their name, I bless their name, whatever the case is. Les Levy, and we're just going to Levy that there, okay?
Oh, dad jokes for the days.
Yeah.
So right now, though, we're actually on board with Anthony English. And actually, Anthony English has volunteered to be our in-race reporter. So throughout the race, he's actually one of the drivers that we're going to be pulling up and talking to quite a bit. But it's not going to be the only driver, Jeremy. So one thing that this league does, or this series does here for the Buttkicker Grand National Series, is they actually do have one stage break. They will throw a caution, and it's at the completion of lap 35 or within 5 laps of said lap. So that means after they pass start 30 like that, after they complete that one there, if a caution comes out, that is stage break at that point in time, because the amount of laps it's going to take under caution, it would put them past the 35. So we will be talking to the stage winner, whomever that will be. We will be talking to them under the scheduled stage caution. So it's going to be a good one. Right now, again, Anthony English out taking his lap. Kevin Freeze in that 25 taking the top spot, finally knocking Gabe Butler out of P1 down to P2. And you see we're starting to get more people in there. Anthony English slotted in P6. You got Vicente Guerrero You got Zach Workman have worked their way into the top 5 on qualifying times as well, Jeremy.
As qualifying comes to a halt, time is up. 5-minute countdown over. So Kevin Freeze in that 25 will take your top spot here. Quickly, I'm going to jump to the YouTube chats for you guys unfamiliar with this Wednesday stuff, or with us in general. We do all the chats that we can. So I see Ginger Parent saying big hopes for Derek Donna and Dana Shepard tonight. So we got one cheerleader for 2 drivers. But now we're going to turn our attention to what's on your screen there. The Buttkicker Grand National Series starting lineup for tonight's 70-lap event here for the Daytona 175 with the Xfinity car on the iRacing platform. Here we go. Kevin Freeze, Gabe Butler, going to be P1 and P2 on row 1. Row 2, you'll find Vince Guerrero to his outside Zachary Workman. Row 3, 5th place Jeff Crosby, 6th place Anthony English. Row 4, you're going to find Dude Conrad in 7th, 8th place Les Levy. Row 5 and 9th will be Jimmy Reynolds to his outside in 10th Adam Kilday. Row 6, Stephen Littrell to his outside in 12th. Travis Elliott. Row 7, Jeff Crosby Sr. in 13th. Eric Laurie in 14th. 15th place, you'll find Dave Hunt. Andrew Schroeder in 16th. 17th place will be Ron Walters. 18th, Douglas Johnson. 19th, Nathan Warren. 20th place, Joe Guerrera. 21st will be Dana Shepard. And then Derek Donna, the 2 guys that Ginger is rooting for, starting alongside one another back there in row 11. Row 12, you're going to find Sebastian Marin and Logan York. And then you're going to find Zach Fritsch, Mark Mann, Alex Giffen, Michael Pratt, Dan Harrington, Robert Thorns, and Len McNeese will be the final guy here. 30 entries, 31 actually on the board here. 31 here for tonight's 70-lap event. And I see Dan Parent also on the chat. Let's go, Dana Shepard 43 and Derek Donna. So of course the parents are just rooting for the 2 guys out there starting in 20th and 21st.
Yeah, and you know what? It's shouted out. You know, like Jeremy said, that is something that all of us here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV, we love to try to bring you guys into the broadcast, much like we like to try to bring rig cameras for the drivers into it, because this that is the heart and soul of this league, is the drivers and the viewers out there. You guys are also the heart and soul of that, so we try to bring you guys into it as much as possible. But talking about the league, Jeremy, so those that may not know about this, we've got a couple settings now. It is a fixed setup. They got a 45% fuel load, unlimited tires, 1 fast repair, 2 green-white checkered attempts, and lucky dog and wave rounds are in effect. So that 45% fuel load will guarantee that these cars have to pit multiple times throughout tonight's racing event. So we have to keep that in mind. And Jeremy, we were talking about it beforehand. Point standings. These are as they sit right now. 2 races left counting tonight. You see Derek Donna is on the bubble, currently in by 1 point. Not much breathing room, but looking to try to capitalize and stretch that out. Andrew Schroeder, Dave Hunt, Rick Sanchez, and Rick Seabrins are on the outside trying to find their way in tonight. Those are your standings as it sits right now. Vicente Guerrero, Gabe Butler, Zach Fritsch, Mark Mann, Logan York, and Adam Kilday all already locked in on wins. And Jeremy, you can pretty much say that as it sits right now, pretty much all the way down through McNeese at 88 above is probably safely locked in. The rest of it, depending on how things go, could change over the next 2 events.
Yeah, no, absolutely here, and keep those names on mind because we're about to go green flag, and anything can happen in any OP race. We're about to set this thing off. Pace car down into the Geico restart zone from last year's sponsor. Green flag is out. This thing is underway. 70 laps, 175 miles. Who's going to make it to the end in P1? Side by side all the way through. For the most part here, good restart. Didn't see any hiccups with any shifting points. So very clean here. First 2 cars to break away. 25-14 as the 88 of Gabe. He's going to get cleared off of turn 2, but watch this run down the backstretch. The 19, Zachary Workman. He's going to give a good shove here to Gabe, but don't be surprised if the 88 is going to cross this line to second or first.
Yeah, and they're going to get lined up. You're going to see these guys really build up momentum. It's going to take about a lap for everything to kind of set in. But these drivers, I mean, they've raced with each other a lot of times, Jeremy. A number of seasons ago, when we joined in, we were the new guys, and a lot of these guys have ran years together, so they're very comfortable with each other. As you see, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero jumps up in front of the 88 of Gabe Butler. Welcome back, Gabe, from his little trip that he has taken. He's been out of commission for a number of races, but he is back again, so glad to see him back. But you see that momentum change, Jeremy. Just that switch up there for the 14 of Vicente Guerrero slowed that top line up a little bit as they had to build momentum, and that's going to allow the 33 of Crosby Jr. to close in on the back bumper of the 25 of Kevin Freese.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, turn 3 and 4 here at a lap number 2. You're going to see a lot of lane control. They do it with teamwork to control the air, make sure the temperature is still good for the pusher. As a big thing with super speedway racing all the time is you got to keep the air on the nose to keep that engine cool, and these guys know it, so they'll sacrifice maybe a half a lap's worth of run time to let their pusher cool down the engine. Drop it 10-15 degrees. That'll give them a solid lap of pushing, which will be beneficial later on this thing. But for the first stage, it's not so strong. The 25 Kevin Freese, he jumps up to the top. Very common to make these kind of moves here. He's going to give the breathing room to the 33 of Crosby. Now, as long as he can keep Jude Conrad right behind him there in that white and blue nationwide junior-looking scheme here. Watch this. This is going to be kind of cool. I've seen this so many times from this league. You're going to see Freese do that. He's going to give the clean air to the 33. And then Kevin Freese is going to take that spot back on the bottom in turn 1. That just cooled off the 33's nose by a lot. And so let's see if he actually gets cleared here. Happens so often. There's the cut down, as you saw right there off the spoiler off Dude Conrad, who's now third in line here on the inside lane, creeping up to the 14 of Vince Guerrero. And so, good strategies early on.
Yeah, and temperature management is going to be huge here, Jeremy. That's what a lot of drivers tend to struggle with, especially when races go as long as what they do. You have to manage it. So you're going to see these drivers are going to, it's going to look like they're wobbling going down the straightaway. Some may be wobbling, but a lot of them are trying to peek that nose out, either to the left to cool the oil off or to the right to cool the water down. Most of the time it's going to be to the right to try to get a little bit more air to it. You'll see them back off in the corner a little bit to get some air to that front nose, but it's all about temperature management. With the new damage models that these things have rolled out, once you get these things to a certain temperature, at any point in time after that, they can pop. And by pop, I mean blow up. And the only way that you're going to get back in the race is hope you did not burn your only fast repair that you have and utilize that to get back into the racing action.
Yeah, any iRacer on a super speedway knows that digital dash UI is crucial. It turns orange when you're creeping up next to it, and it turns red. Once it turns red, that you know that you have any time. You could go minutes, you could go seconds, and your engine can pop. So once you see that red, you definitely want to back it down. Kevin Freese still lane controlling here. Ducks it right in front of the 33 once more into turn number 1 as we're kind of cycling through the top 5 a little bit. Not much movement within the top 10 for that matter. Everyone's just kind of stagnant here, riding along. Remember, we're going 35 laps. That'll be the completion of stage 1. So we still have 30 laps till we're at that point. No reason to really push the issue yet here, but still, you see some lane controlling up at the front. Outside of that, 2x2x2. Very spacious. Look off the Guerrero's window here, looking backwards. There's a lot of space to be had amongst each of these drivers so far. Yeah,
and the thing is like I said, it's a chess match. Jeremy, it really is. I mean, trying to put your car in the right place. A line is not going to be, as resourceful with just 2 cars nose to tail. A lot of the strength on a draft line is going to come from that third car, how close or how far away they are. But there's a caveat to that. That third car, you have to have your head on a swivel. You got to be ready to do anything, because if that second car that's bumping needs to breathe, needs to get some air, it could lead to a checkup. And if that third car in line does not catch that in time, that's where you see those big time checkups that go all the way back that can cause some big time accidents.
Pumping and bumping is the new terminology
Pumping
we're going to be
and
using
bumping.
here tonight. You heard it first, Dustin. Trademark that thing right now. Pumping and bumping their way to the front here. Lap 8 right now. We're seeing a 33 at Crosby who almost passed Kevin Freeze at the line that last time by. Kevin Freeze gave up that inside line a little bit differently than what he had been the past couple laps, so allowed Crosby to almost steal lap lead. They're on lap 7 coming to lap 8, and now he's got a great shot here. See the number 8, Conrad, giving up a lot of space there to clean some air and get some air on the front of his car. But then on the front straightaway, here comes Vince Guerrero pushing Kevin Freeze once more back to the front to lead yet another lap here. And I'm really looking through this build or this pylon here, Dustin. I'm not. I know it's been very stagnant. I expected at least a couple of big movers. I see a couple people 5 positions up. Dathan Warren in the 16. That's one of them. 4 spots up so far for Sebastian Marin back there in 19th. Not too many big movers, especially at the front. It's just been very side by side, very casual racing. 3 wide momentarily. Kilday to the outside, getting passed by the 12 of Zach Frisch. Little 3 wide here. Anthony English, in-race reporter. He's 3 wide with Crosby on the inside. And we're getting to the line here to complete lap number 9. Dead heat, 25 still P1.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was going to say, Jeremy. You were talking about it being stagnant. I said, well, you know, there's no third line action that's going on right now. It's just been the 2 lines, the inside and the middle lane. And with that, you're not going to have a whole lot of movement, especially when people are literally just riding. And this is normal for this series. They will try to ride. That's why it doesn't surprise me to see drivers like Adam Kilday, Mark Mann. This is like textbook MO for these drivers, that they will sit back here and ride. Why? Because you can't win the race on lap 10 of a 70-lap event. It doesn't work that way. And I would believe that Andrew Schroeder, who is one of the drivers who's just on the outside trying to get in, that's another reason why he's doing it, Jeremy. Log some laps, save the fast repair, don't get involved in anything if it pops up, nail your pit stops if it stays green, and be there at the end, and you still have that fastie in the bank to bank on there a little bit if things kind of get a little squirrely and hairy.
Yeah, absolutely there. And we're coming up next to pit stops, Dustin. Remember, 45% field. I think this is the lowest percentage I've seen any league run ever. Someone can tell me if there's a league lower than that. So, like, every 14, 15 laps, these guys are pitting. So even though we got a short stage, 35 laps, they're going to be pitting once, possibly even twice. And so strategy is, you're going to see this field kind of thin out here to the inside lane in the next lap or 2, get themselves ready. And I hear some drivers even talking maybe pit stops this lap. We'll have to find out here, so be ready for it.
Yeah, and the thing is these drivers can only pit from that inside lane. That is a league rule for all series offered with regards to the super speedway division side of it. So that's 3 different series. Has to pit from the inside. You cannot pit from the second lane or further out. So no second, no third lane, dive down the track kamikaze style to try to enter pit road. So as we are getting closer, you're going to see that top line really thin out. And you've already started to see it a little bit. A lot of drivers trying to make their way down to the inside right now as we're coming up on a lap traffic right now. That looks like that is going to be the 99 of Alex Giffen. Stays on the apron, gives way to the leaders. Again, respectful move, and always expect stuff like that out of the drivers over here at OP.
Yeah, that's full commitment to get up the inside lane. You know you have to go slow or else you're going to wash up the track. So job well done by Mr. Alex and the 99. No one elected to take pit stops that time by. We're on lap 13 out of the scheduled 35 for stage number 1. Still your top 2 people, 25, 33. Not much has changed. Still within this top 10. We're seeing a lot of drivers still side by side. That tells me pit stops are not looking to be this lap either. No one's committing, staying 2 by 2 by 2. 25 at the line this time here. Jeff Crosby did lead the last lap, so it's a total of only 2 leaders amongst the first 14 laps.
Yeah, and that's going to be the two that are on nose to tail right now on that inside lane. That's going to be Kevin Freese in the 25, Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33. They have been commanding this lead in this race. And Kevin Freese has been doing a fantastic job at controlling lane draft in both lanes there. But it's not only to control the draft and to try to maintain that he's also doing that to give the drivers behind him who have been, pushing him and helping him out to stay up there to give them fresh air to cool their engines down. So in the races, and a lot of the people out there watching wouldn't know this, but in the races, there's a lot of communication. A driver will let you know, hey, I'm getting hot. Take it if you're cleared. Take it when cleared. Take it when cleared. And a lot of drivers will work together to try to make sure that we can get the most amount of cars, at least for this week, because we're running cars this week. This series does alternate between cars and tracks each week, but their goal is to try to get as many to finish as possible.
That indeed is the ultimate goal, is to have as many people finish as possible. There's so many different rules that apply to this league. You see Guerrero, quick shot to the inside to cut off the 25 to make sure he does not get the inside run in turn 3. Barely sneaks it in there. It looks like the 14 will lead the 15th lap of the second to final race here of this season. So 3 lead changes, or leaders now, amongst the first 15 laps of this race. So we see 7 cars on the outside. Everybody else now is single filed at the bottom. So it's getting a little more stale, a little more stagnant there on the back half of the field. Maybe this is the time. We're on lap 16. Usually I see pit stops in 14 to 15 here, Dustin. So something a little change up here. They're going an extra lap or 2, or if they finally find their way down pit road.
Well, they do have a 45% fuel load on that. So with that, it can stretch to like 18, right around there with a 45% fuel load. I think that the Wednesday series runs a little bit more on the fuel load than what Saturdays does, and what Mondays does as well. So each series has its own little settings that they have, which makes that series kind of its own thing. Saturdays doesn't have any stage breaks at all, whereas Mondays and Wednesdays, they do have stage breaks. Stage breaks on Mondays doesn't bring out a caution. You just race through the stage, whereas Wednesdays, stage break at the completion of lap 35 brings a caution out. Obviously, fuel loads are a little different in each of the series as well, so each one kind of brings its own unique challenges.
And I like that. These cars are all, they're all puzzle pieces like the Cup car is, because it's iRacing. There's no fab shop. There's no this and that. So how do you change it up? Well, you change up the rule book, and that's how you kind of, dictate what's what versus, this car has more money than the other car, so it's going to run. Nope, it's all by rule book standards. So I kind of appreciate that. And we're on lap 18 this time. I've not seen any chats on the YouTube side. I got 12 live, and the only 2 people commenting is the 2 that did that during the Icon pre-race show. So chats are up, and feel free to join in, shout out, whatever you got to do here. And Dustin, what you got?
Yeah, we got a lot more cars on that inside line. There's only about 6 of them on that top side, and mark that to 5. So everybody lining up, and this is why. Here we go, right
in
on.
And out, that wide. A lot of drivers coming down pit road, including your race leaders. 88, Gabe. Look at the gap as 88 got. Man, he's 3 or 4 car lengths above the 14 and the 25. Awesome job entering in for Gabe. That's going to get him a better spot on the track. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Like synchrony. Look at the 1488 identical jack up times. Let's see if they get the other side dropped. Oh, 14. Oh, okay. Well, Gabe got help for speeding. That's why he had such a great lead. I was curious. I was like, man, that's such a good
I was gonna go back, and we were gonna go on board here with the Oakley visor cam. We were gonna watch him come in pit road, and this is tricky. I mean, you're going 190 plus mile an hour, and you got to woe this thing down, and look at how fast he's coming in, trying to woe it down. Has to be at speed right there.
Man.
And he was cooking fast.
Man, you're not wrong. That thing was blazing fast right there. And 40-second hold is what iRacing gives you for speeding on pit road under green flag conditions. So he's going to take that, but he can make that back up with the stage break coming up on 16 laps. He's going to be one of 2 drivers that are 1 lap down. The other driver is the 99 of Alex Giffen. So as long as he can get in front of Alex, he can get that corrected. The other person on the lap down board is 12 laps down. That's Joe Guerrera 2. They're in the driver number 59. So he's out of contention for this race. As we see the second grouping, they're exiting pit road right now. Here comes the race leaders, Crosby, Freeze, Guerrero, Conrad. They're headed down the back straightaway. You see the 4 cars on top. They're passing all the cars that emerged onto the straightaway. Turn 3, does he gap all of them? It looks like he will with the speed being carried very easily for that matter. And so the 4 fastest guys from the first set of laps, well, they're going to take that spot right back, right where they were a couple laps prior.
Yeah, and that's why I said pit stops. Oh, a little bit of contact. It got the 33 of Crosby Jr. a little out of sorts there. Kicked him up to the high side. He's going to wait for the 24 there. 24 on the car, 23 on the pylon board. That's Sebastian Marin to catch back up, and he's going to have help from the 44 of Anthony English as well. So now that we've had pit stops, Jeremy, they are good to go all the way to stage break. So they will not come down. Even if a caution comes out, Jeremy, I would be surprised to even see any of these drivers come down because they want to... track position is going to be key, especially with the stage break coming up and a competition caution going to be thrown at the completion of lap 35. So you're going to see 2 wide right now until these packs close up. And we do have some packs that are a little further back. We've got a small pack right here that's starting to form. It's going to get caught back up. And Jeremy, when these packs converge, you're going to see 3 wide, and it's going to be intense coming up to the end of that stage break.
3 wide at OP is always intense. Every single time, and you're going to see that on stage 2. It's going to get crazy as we're going to go a little bit of turn up the tunes moment here, and we're going to listen to these sounds of these cars go for the next few laps. Our voices will be right back. And that was turn up the tune there for a few laps around this 2.5 mile Daytona International Speedway, which is about 40 minutes north of my house. I've been to this track probably 2 dozen times between Xfinity, Cup, and Rolex. And I have plans to go back next year as well. Great place. It's probably the best grandstand at any racetrack ever. Oh,
Oh!
we got a wreck here. Oh, they saved it. They're 4 wide. They're still. Oh, there goes Crosby. Oh, here
Oh!
we go. Big one. Lap 26, involving one of the fastest drivers tonight, Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33, Dustin. It looked like a little side-by-side door action, maybe a little rear tap to offset the 33. Brings out the first caution tonight.
Yeah, and that's a tough one to see on that one. It right before that, Kevin Freese had made a quick move from the top lane down to the bottom lane, and I'm wondering if that just upset the 33 there just enough. As we're going to take a look and see, there's that lane switch right there. Oh, he got a bump from the 23 of Sebastian Marin, and it got him sideways on that one.
Yeah.
And he saved it. Contact with the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, but of course it threw him way off pace there. Anthony English had to go down almost 4 wide there. Contact with between English and the 36, and then contact again with Crosby and the 51. Just nowhere to go on that one. Right in the back end. Nathan Warren got a piece of that one as well. You see he's spinning. Eric Laurie got a piece of it. Gabe Butler locking it up, trying to stop. Gabe Butler, remember, trying to get that Lucky Dog award on that one. So tough break. Oh, Eric Laurie went for a heck of a joyride on that one. He was 50-50 grinding the side panel of that car.
I'm actually going on some telemetry here on my end, Dustin. Jeff Crosby Jr., he was at 193 miles an hour, and then he stabbed the brake, and it went down 3 to 4 mile an hour. And that's what kind of set off the 24 to run to the back of the 33. I know you don't get live telemetry on the replay side, but there was a quick checkup from the 33, and then they were just scrambling. You see the 44, he got just to the inside, but got in contact with somebody else, sent him back into the 33. As little four-wheel off-the-road action there from the 071 of Eric Laurie.
Yeah, big time accident there right now, Jeremy. And this is going to beat up a couple of these cars. Now, we got to be careful now because with the new damage model, now they throw in that whole, you can have optional damage that is too damaged to repair. So drivers really got to feel their cars out before coming down pit road. I have a feeling that there might have been some fast repairs that could have been burnt on that one there. But only time's going to tell, Jeremy. Right now we're under caution. You see drivers not coming down pit road because we still got that stage caution, that stage break coming up that's going to be happening. The only ones you see coming off pit road now are going to be the ones that probably took a little bit of damage during that exchange of sheet metal, so to speak, that we just got done seeing.
Yeah, 100% there. On the YouTube chats, we got some people. Alex Green, we know that name from OP. He said, just popping in to say hello and thanks for the broadcast tonight. You are very welcome. Ginger Parent asked, did Derek Donna stay clean? Yep, Derek Donna is playing I Am the Slow card, and he was way away from the pack. He just drove right through it after everyone had parked their cars. So 215, Derek Donna is clean. And then Alex Green once more says, cool to see Seabass and Travis out there. They're running pretty clean, respectably themselves. And then Dan Parent once more saying, loving the broadcast. Appreciate the feedback. Appreciate y'all for joining in. See you 12 live still here. It's been basically 11 or 12 since the drop of the green flag. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your stay here. But yeah, we have a stage break coming up. Now, Dustin, they have a 5-lap rule with the stages. So if there's a caution on lap 31 or up, leading up to the 35 lapper to end the stage, it'll be staged regardless. So when these guys go back to green flag, they're going to be right inside that window. So if they have a caution between now and 1 lap from now, that's it. That'll be your stage winner.
Yeah, yep. The stage will be decided as they enter pit road based off of iRacing stewards and telemetry, placing them black box style. And that's how it's going to be. And then we will be talking with our stage winner, whoever it will be. And Jeremy, there's a lot of fast cars here A lot of good talent here. OP always brings out a lot of good talent. And always a good place to learn a few tips and tricks as well. I know I have in my number of seasons of racing with these guys. Great admin staff too. Community's always willing to help, and you know what? Gained a number of close friends as well. People that you can really have fun, joke around with, shoot the shit, so to speak. It's definitely a good place. So we'll definitely be talking to that stage winner though here in just a number of laps.
Yeah, 100% here. And before we go back to Green Flag, shout out to one of the series sponsors, iRacing iFlag. Been a longtime partner of the Nerditudes and now a part of OP as well. This product that Jeff Brown puts out at iRacing iFlag, it's all custom 3D printed. The standard option to go to is a 64 LED display that gives you all the iRacing notifications on one panel. And it's custom printed, so you can choose your base color, you can choose the cover color, you can put your logo, your name, your number on the base. It's really cool, and you can mount it wherever you want on your desk. Really one of a kind way to up your game on your setup. So head yourself to iRacingIFlag.com. Check out what they have in store for your sim rig. Now, Dustin, pace car down, Geico restart zone. And Green Flag all out here, restarting this race on lap 30. Remember, if they wad them up this lap, we will go back to racing before stage. If they wad them up the next lap, it is over for stage. So we're going to see 14, 20. Oh, Conrad with a little sideways there off into turn 1.
Yeah, a little sideways there. Had a little bit of a tap from the 23 of Sebastian Marin. But now you're going to start seeing these lines get worked up, Jeremy. With that restart, though, give it a couple laps. If it stays green, you are going to see drivers jump to that third line. With stage coming to an end, stage 1 coming to an end, it is going to happen. Stage points are ever vital, especially with that graphic we showed you guys. A lot of drivers close on that championship bubble. Drivers wanting to try to mainstay. 10 points goes to the winner, and it goes down by 1 point incrementally until you get to 10th place, which gets 1 point. So easy points on the line, if you want to call them easy, because trust me, folks, you got to work for it.
You got to work for them. These guys do this every week, multiple times a week. I've already said that, and it shows. These guys know exactly the game plan. We're on lap 31. That means anytime this thing can be over. So expect 3 wide to happen here shortly, if not maybe even off a turn 4 this lap. See one car, the 51. That's going to be Travis. He's up at the top, Travis Elliott, but no help there. Oh, 25 is going to slide up to the top in front of the 14. Blocks the outside lane. Going to check him up momentarily. Oh, here we go. Wreck in the front stretch. The 43 gets turned by Anthony English in the 43. Big crash here to set it off on the lap 32. Caution is out second time. Stage is over. Dude Conrad wins stage number 1.
Yeah, like I said, big time stack up there. We're going to go back and see if we can't see what happened at the start of this one here. It's again, and it's very tough on this because you're trying to get everything. Look like Derek Donna got a piece of that one as well. So tough break for driver of the 215 Bad Wrench Machine. But we're going to kind of see, this is on board with the 38. That's Ron Walters. So you see, it looked like Anthony English got out of funk there. And then it was going to be it looked like the 43. That's going to be Dana Shepard got into that as well. So tough break for both of those drivers. We're going to go back and see what happened.
Yeah, I think you called it, Dustin. Bad bump from the 62, Les Levy into the right rear portion of the bumper. The 44, Anthony English, sets down, clears a couple cars right there. The 43 using the 17. That's Jimmy Reynolds in the 17. He's going to be the wall for the number 43, Dana Shepard. Keeps him off the wall, but then he's going to collect some other cars. There's Dana Shepard. Oh, there goes the hood after the fact. So, sorry, Ginger Parent and Dan Parent, your 2 drivers involved in this one here. You get the one fasty. You're good to go for that, but now they have to go 2/3 of the race, keeping it clean. But, yeah, about 6 or 7 cars in total in this one.
Yeah, tough break, Jeremy. But with everything going on, like you said, Dude Conrad is going to be your stage winner because that will be the conclusion of stage. So we will be talking with him Like I said, tough break for Dana Shepard. You know, we've all been in those situations where you're driving and next thing you know, your car is facing 90 degrees to the left or the right and you have no idea what happened. It happens that quick.
Yeah, 100% here. So these guys are exiting pit road. We're going to let Dude Conrad get back to the pace car. And then at that point, we will pull him up so we're not trying to interfere with anything possible that he might be talking to his team about here. So give it about a half a lap. And that number 8 will be found in our broadcast channel. And good luck, everybody. I'm in control of that. So by moving to the wrong channel, then so be it. So as we're getting right there. Quick shout out to one of our partners before they start getting there too. A newer partner of us, we run them quite often, raceepi.com. That's Elite Performance Industries. Some of the best setups there on the sim world for iRacing especially. And so when I say that, some of these setups that are really fast are really loose. I find that Race EPI has a very good balance of top competing setups, and you're not driving like your car is about to break and fall off and spin out. So it's a really comfortable car, and it's really fast. And so if you want to be collecting, checker flags in the win column and bringing them home for your team, look no further than raceepi.com. Dustin, these guys are now stacked up to the pace car, so now it's my time to try to not mess this up. Move Dude Conrad up to our server here, and I think we got him now. Mr. Dude Conrad, this is Jeremy, the new TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, man. Stage 1. You had been fighting Kevin there for a while. It looked like the 14 of Vince Guerrero as well. But you caught that caution at the right time. How's the car feeling?
It feels okay. It just got lucky there. Kevin should have had that. The caution come out just right. We nabbed it from him.
Sometimes it's all super speedway style racing there, man. What do you got to do for stage 2 now? You got a couple pit stops still to come, and what's your plan to stay up front?
Just push like hell and don't blow up.
That is so well put. Push like hell, don't blow up, man. All right, well, we got the 1 to go signal. You're 2 wide, so we're going to move you back to your team channel. Appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the way.
You bet, bud. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Look at that. Did not mess it up.
Push like hell and don't blow up. I love it. That is that is, you couldn't put it any better. You could not put it any better.
I like the quote from last year, or it's from the ARCA series. I forget the driver name, where he's just like, don't lift and try not to find Jesus, or whatever that comment was. Like, I love it. That's a great mentality. So he's looking to push, not to be leading. That's kind of, you can't win from that position. So what do you think his strategy is there, Dustin?
I mean, again, do what he's been doing. I mean, obviously, it got him a stage win. So, I mean, he's going to want to do that. He's going to want to keep doing that. Stay clean. Don't mess anything up, That's going to be the key factor in everything on that. Stay clean bumps, be there at the end. It's a chess match. You got to be in position in order to make it happen.
Well, let's see what the Dale Jr. Nationwide wannabe scheme can do here in stage 2. The 24-23 on the board. Sebastian Marin leading this thing off to green flag. Everyone going through the gears, looks like pretty cleanly once again. Love to see that here for the 3rd time the green flag has flown here this evening, restarting on lap 35, which on a normal green flag situation would be the last lap of the stage, but that was over due to the red. Ooh, the 14 may have got a bad bump from the 071, had to check him up. It's going to allow the 44 of Anthony English now lead the top lane here. He's going to get some side draft off of the top 2 guys here, the 8, the 23. As he gets to turn 3 and 4, Dustin, who's going to lead at this lap?
If they can maintain that momentum, and if Anthony English can get the square bumps from Vicente Guerrero, and Vicente knows how to push. I think Anthony English might be able to squeak it out, but it looks like that battle back is going to come back, and that's going to be awarded to the 23 of Sebastian Marin. But Jeremy, you know as well as I, it's going to be a constant drag race for these two drivers. But I mean, that inside line is holding pretty strong. I mean, if you look at third in line there, that's Douglas Johnson in the 388. Look at the space. You can fit a whole nother car in between him and Dude Conrad. And I think Sebastian Marin might have felt that, jumped up in front of Anthony English, and that inside line is going to die out while these drivers try to regain back up. Sebastian's going to jump back down to the inside, but look at that space, Jeremy. That's going to hurt Sebastian on that draft until Dude Conrad can catch back up.
I got a correction for one of our Nerditude's own Kenny Bishop. The correct quote from the ARCA race was "not lifting till I see Jesus or the checkered flag." So
there it was.
The autocorrect from the fans, from one of our guys internally here. So appreciate that, and pretty good, clean restart here. We're starting to see him really bunch up. Kevin in the back. Watch Kevin here in the 25. We've been watching him all night long because he's been up front, but this man knows how to utilize 3 wide with very minimal help. He does it every time. If he wants to go to the front, he's just like Austin Hill. He's just going to make his way. He's going to bring 1 car with him. Now look at this. He's going to pass 2 cars. He's going to pass 3. He's going to come off of turn number 4 here. He's probably going to gain 1 or 2 more spots. Will not be surprised if the 25 makes his way to the... Oh, the 14's going to jump up 3 wide. He's going to go to the outside of the 44 and the 8. 3 wide for the race lead.
3 wide for the race lead. Excellent move by Vicente Guerrero there to jump up on the line that had the momentum. That's going to propel him to that top spot, but it's going to kill the momentum on that third lane. They're going to have to build that back up, and that's exactly what Kevin Freese is trying to do right now. You see Vicente Guerrero now on that inside line leading the way. 23 Sebastian Marin leading the second lane, and now you see Kevin Freese dive down to that second lane. Gabe Butler was able to clear, and it looks like Zach Fritsch also able to clear down to that second lane.
3 wide, it looks like momentarily for turn 3 and 4. They get that cleared out 2 by 2 by 2 now the whole way up. There's one more time. We're going 3 wide for about 15th or so. This is going to be the 19 of Zachary Workman on the inside in control of that as they break it down to 2 wide here, at least for the 19. And there they go. They all file out now 2 by 2 by 2. All the way through here, currently live on lap 39 of scheduled 70. So we're just past the halfway mark here, Dustin. I think it's a great time to go to our first picture-in-picture commercial break. We will be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And welcome back to the OP Buttkicker Grand National Series here. Currently on lap 43, a scheduled 70. We're just a little bit past the halfway mark here into this 175 lap event for the Daytona 175. Top 5 right now. At the line this time by was Vince Guerrero first, Sebastian Marin second, Jude Conrad third, Anthony English fourth, and Douglas Johnson, name we have not really touched on much, in the top 5. He started 18th, so he's up 13 spots, one of the biggest movers, along with Sebastian Marin, who's up 21 spots. You got Mark Mann in 7th, who is up 18. Zach Frisch in the 12th. He's up, what's that, 24 to 9th, so he's up 13 spots for himself there. So if I did math right, I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. I think it's 13. Yeah, 13 spots. I'm usually pretty good at math, right? No, I guess not this time, but
Not today.
correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm right, though, so I'm going to say I'm good. But 3 wide mid-pack Dustin with the 12, or 19 rather.
Yeah, 3 wide there. So these drivers were working lap 44 of 70, Jeremy. We are coming close to that 25 lap marker. So these drivers know it's time to go. And they're not the only ones. You see that 25 back up top again. This time with the 85 of Kilday behind him. Try to get that high line moving. Try to get those positions going. Because, I mean, we still do have pit stops. That's one thing we still have. But Jeremy, laps are going to be ticking down. We got 26 laps to go.
Oh,
Contact!
No, hold on.
Wow!
How did they not wreck? How?
Holy moly. Dude, Conrad, Vicente Guerrero, door banging a little bit, got out of funk, able to hold on to it. But that, again, that caution wasn't brought out by those guys. They maintain up in that lead. So I don't know how they even pulled that one off.
Yeah, that was an admin thrown caution, and I'm going to try to cycle back here on my camera angles. I think that was just to settle the field down after that chaoticness, unless there was a wreck that I didn't catch. But man, we got to take a look at that. Dude, Conrad's Oakley visor cam is probably wild. Oh, there's the wreck back here, mid-pack. Did find it. It involves the number 48, Andrew Schroeder, tagging the back of the 19, Zachary Workman, and then Derek Don on the 215 just obliterates Andrew Schroeder. Then the 15, Crosby Sr. gets involved. So it looks like 4 total cars. A decent amount of contact.
Oh, man, and Crosby Sr. just come in. Jeez, Derek Donna got it on the front and the back on that one. And that's not good. That's Andrew Schroeder's just on the outside of the points looking in. He needs to have a clean race the next couple races to try to lock himself in on a spot. So that's not what he wanted to see. Good thing is I believe he still has a fastie down pit road. You see him coming down that right front completely locked up. We're going to find out real quick, because if that car goes back to squeaky clean, just like it did, there goes his fastie. So he'll be back in it. Just one less fast repair in pit road.
And that's going to help a lot of drivers, because that was about to be pit road time. So, but back to that save from the front part of the field, the amount of chaos that could have happened, that could have taken out 2/3 of this field, no problem. And they somehow all made it out except for 3 to 4 drivers. You see the 3 wide already happening. That was already the contact that sent the 8 to the infield portion of the track as we hit the Nerd TV rewind button. You see the old VHS scratchiness here. That was the 388 Douglas Johnson with the bad bump that kind of scattered the field to start. And then chaos ensued afterwards.
Yeah, chaos ensued afterwards on that one there. And that's, like I said, that was a tough one. You see him coming off there, had a bad bump, and look at the
man.
wheel work, man. That's at 190 plus simulated mile an hour, 2 to 3 wide, and all 3 drivers maintain their positions. Excellent job by everybody on that one there, because that could have been way worse. That would have been at the front of your field. Folks, that would have been the big one.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job there. Hang on tight to that thing. But faster pairs used up some more. We're going back to green flag here and a lap and a half. I'm going to take this time to shout out one of our partners that does not have a rotating commercials part on our picture-in-picture mode. It'll be Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. It's our official hobby shop for the Nerditudes. They host many things nerdy, not only in their personal store based out of New York, but they also have their website at dustypetes.com. And you're going to find quite a bit of things. 1,000+ comic books to choose from of all sorts of comics, no matter what you like to read. Then you also have action figures, collectible trading cards, such as your popular ones. So Pokemon, Digimon, Magic the Gathering, Lorcana for Disney, and many more. They got some NASCAR stuff in there because they do sponsor the sim community. So you're going to find some 124s, some 164s, this and that. And just a bunch of other stuff. It's really cool. So head yourself to dustypetes.com during this commercial break or even after the race. See what their online store has. And if it still holds true, anytime you spend $20 or more online, you do receive 15% off your entire online purchase.
Using promo code SuperNerd.
SuperNerd. That is absolutely correct. For some reason, I did not have that on my run sheet, and I was like, where'd my code go? But right there, Dustin's got you in the lower left-hand corner, the green text. For those that are not used to our broadcast, SuperNerd is our very famous code we use across all of our partners. So if you're curious to know what our code is, and you're looking up any of our products that we partner with, just know it's one code. It's SuperNerd. It's most likely the case.
Jeremy, why don't we pull in our in-race reporter real quick? Ask him a quick question while we have about 3/4 of a lap to go.
You know, I like your thinking, so we're going to do this. Anthony English. Jeremy, this is Jeremy in the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man, a little late poll here. We've got a half a lap left. You're an in-race reporter. Report us that last wreck. What happened?
I think it started with a bad bump on the low side. I think Doug and Dude got a little bit of a uneven push or something, and it like shot Dude up. And when Dude shot up, we kind of all just fanned out 3 wide, and I think it just stacked up everybody behind us.
Down what we gathered too, man. How's the car feeling? What do you think in the rest of the way? Do you think you got a race-winning car here?
Not bad. It's handling pretty decent tonight. Low track temp, so it's not chewing up tires, and it's pretty racy up here all race long. So we'll see how it transpires and everything. But definitely gonna give it my all here. I think I have a fast enough car. It's all luck on when you are, what line you are, who's hot, who's not, and all that. So.
Yes, sir, man. We'll get to it. Green flag is about to happen. Hopefully we'll be talking to you later tonight.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
Yes, sir. Pace car down. Green flag is out 2 seconds after I get done talking to in-race reporter there, as he's still laser focused. Does not miss a beat on the gearbox through 3rd gear, 4th gear to come between now and turn 1. And it looks like he's going to give a nice shove to the 19.
I'm just
Zachary
laughing.
Workman.
I'm laughing because you just asked the man that between like all series has, I think, like 6 wins between all 3 series. If you think he had a chance to win, the irony in that question.
That is so ironic, yes. But also, you don't know if the man's had a drink tonight. You don't know if he had a 16-hour work shift. There's some outside variables that you don't know.
This is true. That is very true.
There's some variables that we have no idea. I've been surprised asking some people some questions. And so, you never know. It gets fun sometimes. But not this man. This 44, he stays true to himself every single race. He hasn't led, I don't think, any laps. But he's been close. And right now this is as close as he has been. P2 that time by. Just on the inside of Dude Conrad. Got the 04 Mark Man up a bunch of spots. He's up 21 positions from 25th to 4th, finding himself in the top 5 for the first time.
Yeah, this guy, and like I said, in the Batmobile. I love Mark's paint jobs all the time. Mark's he's a solid guy, good guy, always joking around in there. Always cracks a quick whip in there to kind of break the tension in there and make people chuckle. But this is typical for Mark. I mean, we talked about him early in the race. He was further back, just riding. But we had made mention that, drivers are going to move forward. Gabe Butler was another one. And guess who's just to his outside? None other than Gabe Butler. These drivers now, with 20 laps to go, they're making their moves. They know where they need to be. So this is very typical for both Gabe and Mark Mann on this notion.
100% here. 19 laps to go at the line. 1 pit stop required left in this race as they come across the turn 4 exit to the start finish line. Zachary Workman's going to lead another lap here. I think it's about our 6th different leader, maybe 7, as we do complete lap 51 there. I'm going to shout out our last partner that we have not touched base on all night long, and that's going to be Victory Fuel, the official hydration partner for the Nerditude. So if you're looking for a drink that has no caffeine, no artificial coloring, but gives you a bunch of electrolytes and a bunch of vitamins, look no further than Victory Fuel at drinkvictory.com. Since there's no caffeine, it's great for the family. It's healthy. It gives you natural energy. 3 great flavors. I like the grape one the best. I think you like the fruit punch the best just because you're not a grape person, but either way,
I haven't tried Purple Potion yet. Have not tried it. As it sits right now between Lucky Lemon and Throttle Punch. Throttle Punch is my favorite, but I have not tried Purple Potion. I still need to try it.
Sounds like I'm buying a case of lemon and you're buying a case of grape tonight. And you know what code we're going to use, Dustin? The one we just touched on. Super Nerd. Again, that's going to be your code to save you 10% off your purchase.
Yeah, and it's a great story, too, for Victory Fuel. If anybody knows anything about racing, more specifically dirt racing, World of Outlaws, the Swindell name is synonymous in the World of Outlaw sprint cars. Obviously, Sammy Swindell, slamming Sammy Swindell, multi-time World of Outlaw Series champion. His son, Kevin Swindell, suffered an accident that paralyzed him. So he needed something that would give his body the vitamins, something to keep him hydrated. He put things into motion, and that was the birth of Victory Fuel. So they do a lot in the racing community, both the sim world and the real world.
And they made a great product out of it too, so beneficial across almost every platform that you can think of. There's nothing harmful about the drink. Tastes great. And it's not like there's a million flavors to choose from. It's just 3 awesome flavors that cover a decent amount of taste buds. But regardless here, we're going back to the action on the track here. We're going to have 16 laps to go at the line here. Pit stops. Oh, so close. Only 4 or 5 cars, 4 cars it looks like. Zachary almost got hit by Vince in the 14 coming down to pit speed. That was really close call there. But he did get it loaded up. And I'm surprised only 4 cars came down this time. Let's see how this pays off for him.
Yeah, pit window just opened, and what that means, folks, is that with the amount of laps that you can do on a full tank of fuel and the amount of laps left, they can fill up their tank and have enough to make it to the end. Now, granted, they may not have a lot of play room with green-white checkers because we do have 2 green-white checkered attempts if need be, but because that window has opened up, you will see a lot of takers go down early, and here comes your next set right now. It looks like that's going to be Mark Mann, Adam Kilday, Anthony Inglis, Zach Fritsch. You got Nathan Warren back there, and then you got Robert Thorns as well, all coming down. So usually the sooner the drivers come down, once everything cycles out, they have a better chance at actually being at the front of the pack. So it doesn't surprise me that the second that opened up, that we've seen some takers, and you're going to see a whole lot more probably coming up this time. There probably gets to be a good amount of this pack here. I would say probably at least half are probably going to dip down this time.
Note it right now. He's calling for 50%. At this time on lap 56. We'll see what we see. And close to half. That's pretty close. Somewhere in about the 40% range. About 7 cars, right? No, 6 cars on this time here. It looks like 1 car locks it up, but everyone down to speed, so that looks clean there. When you separate yourselves like this in different groups, you want to make sure everyone hits their marks right, or else, if one person less comes out with y'all, that just means your pack's just a little slower. So I'm going to do that right there. 84, 51, they're going to meet up again here. But they're not going to exit Dustin 6 cars deep. They're going to exit 2 cars deep. So this is what I'm talking about. When you go from 6 to 2, their work is amplified by a lot to get back to where they were.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, it's...
Oh, wreck, dude, Conrad. Oh, pancakes the inside wall. Sorry to cut you off there.
Back up into Jimmy Reynolds. And then he bounces off the 10. On top of that, 10 taking a little bit of damage as well. That's Ron Walters taking damage. Tough break on that pit entry. And we talked about pit entry being so tough when it comes to that. But man, unfortunate break for Dude Conrad, your stage 1 winner.
Yeah, Kevin Freeze in the 25 just didn't put enough brake pedal pressure down onto the board, and it punted the 8 deep into the infield wall here. You're going to see it. They're lined up. They're going to be hitting. They got themselves set up for success with a big pack here. And with that, sometimes comes with an issue. And there's the bump. Locks it down. Still pancakes it. Can't really do too much there. 17 Reynolds, 10 Ron Walters. 3 cars involved in that. We stayed green, though, but heavy contact there for number 8.
Heavy contact. Good thing is he still has a fastie in there. Wouldn't surprise me as we see Jeff Crosby Sr. coming down pit road. He did get a lap lead on that one there. That's going to cycle it back around to Mark Mann. Going to be leading this charge, pushed by Anthony English. But what that does, Jeremy, is that breaks that pack up that they had. You already see right now Sebastian Marin, after coming back out, they're going to catch that pack. But now they're at the tail end of that pack. You see Marin, you see Butler, you see Freeze. They were all in that pack that came in that had that jumble issue coming in that sent Dude Conrad to the inside. And if you want to know what happened to Dude Conrad, he's all the way back here right now, slotted in P19 after all that's happening. A lot of work ahead of him right now. You can see the cars up there. They're lined up. They're doing everything they can. Try to get some trail draft. And that's exactly what they're doing. But you can see that pack is all the way up there getting ready to exit out of turn 4 right now. So a lot of work, Jeremy.
And we're going to go 3-4 wide for the race lead momentarily. The 10 got the worst of that.
Oh, Zach Rich!
Here. The 12, they save it.
How did they save that?
No,
back up on the track. Yep, there's going to bring that yellow out.
There they go. There's cars wrecking in the back. Two separate incidences, it looks
Mark
like. Mark
Mann got it.
And I was going to say, Ron Walters had the worst exchange because he had that pit penalty for unsafe entrance when he got pushed into the grass. But at the same time, the 12 wanted to wreck it up. The 16, those are teammates, I think, possibly that Mark Mann was involved in. There was 2 cars. There's the 071. Him and one other person also wrecked right after that. And I don't know if that was just because they checked up or whatnot, but there was 2 cars as well. So about 5 or 6 total in this one.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So they had a car that was up top. That was Ron Walters in that 10. Everybody had to dip down. One thing to remember too is that second pack had already built up. They had a run, and right there you see the contact between the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 12 of Fritsch. Fritsch is gonna turn down, and Jeremy, this is what was amazing by both Mann and Fritsch. They both saved it. The issue at hand was when Fritsch had so much momentum on that flat apron, he came back up and collected the 16 of Nate Warren. You see the 53 of Dave Hunt, the 388 back there. That's Douglas Johnson both getting into it. Doug Johnson, heavy impact into the wall, nose first. Dave Hunt has it locked up, does impact, but not as hard as Doug Johnson did. So a lot of cars in this one, Jeremy. Definitely damaged on that one, and that's gonna shake things up big time.
And that was weird. I'm looking at Andrew Schroeder, in the 48. He checked up in front of Douglas Johnson in the 388. And we'll take a look at that after this view, but you see Gabe Butler just coming across the 12 of Zach Frisch like there's nothing the 12 could do.
I don't know, Jeremy. That's we're gonna do a little rewind. That almost looked like it. It almost looked like it. The 12 might have come up. If you watch that solid line that's there, it almost looks like the 12 might have drifted up. You see, Gabe Butler was coming down. He corrected it. Was going back up, but he does come down a little bit. That almost looks like a meet in the middle. Yeah, I think they kind of met in the middle on that one because Butler was coming down, Fritsch was coming up, but definitely a lot of damaged cars right now. And you see Nate Warren, he thought he was clear, he thought he was good, and then bam, nope, psych, and off and around, but he keeps it going though, so excellent save by the 16 of Nathan Warren.
Yeah, that was an excellent job saving it there. And can we get a view real quick on Andrew Schroeder on that wreck? I don't know if you have that button available. Watch.
Are you asking me? Are you asking me if I have something available? What are you doing, Jeremy? What are you doing?
You know the infamous assume word.
That's true.
It almost looks like he hit the brake or he
was
bought it on fuel.
So no, you know what was going on? I can tell you exactly what was going on.
He dropped from 194 to 172. He went down 22 mile an hour. I don't know. That's a large discrepancy.
Watch what's happening. Watch what's happening up ahead. He sees cars on the apron. He is checking up, doing exactly what he's supposed to. The only thing is because the checkup was there, and because the 19 of Workman couldn't see the spinning cars like Andrew did, he didn't know that checkup was coming. So that's where that came from, and that's why we always try to show you guys different views, is because it's easy to call stuff up here, but sometimes you have to get in the point of view of the driver, because in that cockpit it may be simulated, but our view as drivers is very limited at times. So there are things that we can see up here in the broadcast because we're bringing you guys excellent shots, but the drivers don't see that.
And that's a fair argument there too. It's a tough thing. Whenever you're at a super speedway, right, and there's a wreck in front of you, you got people 2, 3, 4, 5 cars lined up right behind you, bumper to bumper, but you're trying to avoid the wreck. So your natural instinct is to slow down. But no, before you hit the brake pedal, you have to look in the mirror first, judge how much brake pressure you have to apply so where you don't get ran over and don't run into the people in front of you. And that was just a little bit too much of a brake pressure situation, not really realizing that the people behind them are going to be running them over. So, just a tough call there, tough break for those guys involved in that as well. Back to 1 to go, though. We're going to be restarting this thing, Dustin, on lap 64. That's going to be 7 laps to go in this race. Your top 5 right now: Anthony English, P1, Sebastian Marin, P2, Kilday, P3, Gabe Butler, 4th. Kevin Freeze in the 25 is in P5 here. Half a lap left. I'll jump to the chats. I actually missed a little bit of the chats here, so I saw Dan Parrott saying, loving the broadcast. Alex Green said this is one of the longest running super speedway leagues, and proud of it for 7 years consecutive, it looks like. And
yes, sir.
John Guerrero also saying, loving the broadcast. And then my brother, all jacked up for away.
Brian.
Man in the chats, boys. What is this? This ain't Circuit of Americas.
Oh, well, miss you, my guy. Miss the joking around and the fun in Discord.
Yeah, you know this is OP. You know where we're at. We go to Talladega. We go to Daytona. Maybe we touch Atlanta. And we go to iRacing Super Speedway. So, not Texas. Not this week, not next week.
Not ever.
Not any week. And he said, you too, BB. So there you go.
My man.
Anthony, onto the gearbox, onto the gas pedal a little bit earlier than everybody else. Gets a nice little leap there ahead of the 23, 24 in the car. Someone tell that man to change that number on that scheme. Sebastian Marin, your car's fast. Your car looks great, but you got me the wrong number. So you get a 3 out of 5 star rating there on that machine. And it looks like we got a early, little 2 separation there. It's turn 3. They're going to stack them back up. Now, this is where 3 wide's going to happen, Dustin. We're going to be 6 to go at the line. Things about to get crazy.
Oh, yeah, things are definitely about to get crazy. You see big-time pushes from that top line right now. Gabe Butler giving Marin the business right now. Marin clears that bottom line, jumps in front of Anthony English. That's, oh!
No.
What a
No
save by
way.
Butler, but big stack up behind him.
Oh, man.
Man, that looked like the world's biggest
Still
air
stacking
pocket between the 88 of Butler and the 44 of Anthony English. But what a save by the 88. That guy was drifting it Gymkhana style.
They are wrecking for solid 15 seconds after the initial wreck, Dustin. Cars scattering. Cars, number 12, Zach Frisch, flipped over. So we did have one tumbler here. Late going, Zachary Workman drives into the 51 of the infield wall. But this is all going to start at the very front of this thing as we're getting a view of Gabe Butler with the second, probably the most amazing save of the night, really. Off of turn 4, high banks, 28-degree banking. And he's going to save this thing. I don't know how.
Oh, look at that air pocket that he had, but look at this drift. 180 mile an hour, and he saves it and keeps going. The stack up comes from behind. That's going to be Kevin Freeze that made a little bit of contact, and then you're going to see that's going to be Giffen that's back there. So that's the 99 getting collected as well. He's going to come down. You see Vicente Guerrero going for a little bit of a ride as well. We're going to have to go on board with Vicente, see what happened there. But, man, what a ride.
Yeah, there's lots of angles to choose from. I know the 12 flipped over. The 14 came off his wheels. This might be the 14 right here.
This is the 14 right here. We're going to do a little Nerd TV rewind on that one there. We're going to see what transpired in his view. We're going to go full speed here. There's the bump, contact, and then he gets slammed from behind there. That's going to be the 82. Man, that was a hard hit, too, for the 82 of Dan Harrington. Had nowhere to go. You see they're still stacking him up. Vicente's still trying to go. He can still roll, so he's going to try to maintain pace speed on that one. But, man, what a stack up that led. He said Fritsch went on his roof as well. We're gonna go take a look and see what that looks like from the view of Mr. Fritsch.
He's going to get contact here from the door. That's not going to do it. He's going to cross under the 99. The 48 is going to come down, hit the 99, and this is where it's going to flip him over. Contact right here to the right rear.
And we going for a ride, folks. Going for a ride.
The camera never shuts off. I love that. You only get that in the simulated world.
And he's still done back on all four. And look at the carnage back behind. His driver's trying to scramble, finding any way through. Looks like Nate Warren went off track, but I think he might have got through clean. Looks like Mark Mann might have got through clean. You see Dana Shepard, looks like he got through, just missing that pit commitment cone too, not to get that penalty. Excellent heads-up driving there by the 43.
Yeah, you got several jobs there. Not to wreck yourself, not to wreck others. Try to not get a pit penalty at the same time. A lot of things going on in a 10-second span for a lot of these drivers here, and huge wreck. That took, I don't know the car count, but I think it was around 15 or so. Half of them had the fast repair ready to go. Some of them have to get the manual repairs done to their car to get it back up and squared away for potentially the first scheduled. No, I don't think it's going to be the first scheduled overtime. The 48, Andrew Schroeder, the 51, Travis Elliott, those two on pit road receiving extra work to their cars.
That's a heartbreaker for Andrew Schroeder, too. We know he already burnt his fast repair, so his are all manual repairs. And he is in to try to get the most amount of points he can. Like I said, he was right on that bubble. And for those of you wanting to know that bubble as well, again, these are your current point standings as they came into tonight's race. So right now, Guerrero, Butler, Fritsch, Mann, York, and Kilday already in. Good thing for Fritsch because we've seen him go for one hell of a ride. So it's a good thing he was in. We know Mark Mann was involved in an incident as well. Had to come down pit road on that one. But they are all locked in. English is in a safe zone. He is pretty much essentially locked in after this race, no matter where he finishes. A win would completely secure him in as well. But Schroeder, you see right at the bottom there, just below that red line. 1 point outside of the playoff 16, so he needed points tonight. He's going to need points next week for the regular season finale.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the 44 looking pretty good as far as maybe having a shot at this thing. He's one of those guys that he's definitely in it regardless, but he wants to get a win before the playoffs start. So let's see what he can do here. Of course, Sebastian, he wins a lot at OP. Doesn't matter which car track combination. This man knows how to get it done, and he finds himself up front every single time unless he's wrecked out. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that 24 brings home yet another checkered flag here this evening. We're going to go green flag on lap 68. There'll be 3 laps to go. Remember, we do have 2 overtimes to utilize if needed.
This is not one of them. This is a honest, natural, just race green-white checkered.
That's right, absolutely. And I do agree with my brother. Retire that Ford Mustang pace car. Get the new Dark Horse out there.
Thank
Here we
you.
are. Yep, it is time to retire. Green flag out. 3 laps to go. I said it was going to get crazy last time. Then it ended up in a 15-car pileup, one flipping over. Will we see the same thing, or will we see cleanness? Here we go. 3 wide already. At least it was looking to be so. Conrad gets a bump from behind from the 82. They're trying to stack him up back there. Great run. Looks like Sebastian Marin gets a great launch off the back or the front bumper of the 25. He's clear. Does he go low? Does he stay with the 25?
They're going to try to double clear. That's what they're trying to do, is double clear, and they do double clear. Got him. That's going to leave Crosby Sr. up on that top side. We haven't called his name out very much, but now he's leading that top side with Gabe Butler pushing him every way he can. And Anthony English jumps to that top side just after Marin and Freeze double cleared him. So he's up on that top side. Now, Crosby Sr. trying to push. 2 laps to go. Oh, contact made. Big wreck behind.
Oh, man,
huge pile
bigger.
up. This is even bigger because this was right at the front. Big parking lot, Jeremy.
That is.
Where's
Steve?
Where's Steve when you need him? Where's Steve when you need him? They're stacking them up. And there's
nothing.
nothing.
Take a look at this one here, man.
There's nothing they could have done. That was at
No.
the front. It literally just it pretty much just put a block on that
There was
entire track.
A literal wall of 6 cars, 6 wide, at the front there, piling them up every which way possible. We're going to see it on the TV replay.
Oh, man.
In a quick, hot moment here. And it all started with a bump from a 3-wide attempt underneath the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. And was not... It looked like a Joey Logano turn 2 Daytona style 3-wide where he just kind of fit the car. It was Gabe Butler in the middle. Not too much room to be had. Slight contact, and here we are setting them off. And there's the button. We found it. Now, here's the views. Here's right as the 33 was getting turned, or 15 rather. Right into the door panel of the 16.
And look at that. Nowhere for them to go. Nowhere. 3 wide. Nowhere for these guys to go. We're going to go for a little bit of an airborne ride here on the 15.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Halfway up the catch fence.
He was
on
right.
top of the 62, Leslie.
He was catching a ride from Les Levy there. You see Jimmy Reynolds getting a hit on that one as well. So tough break, still stacking them up in front. Man, tough break for some of these drivers.
My brother on the chat saying, that Steve Rada comment going, my man 9 laps down, but he still got them 2 fast repairs. Where are you at? But, no, these guys don't have any fast repairs after this one. Conrad, I think Gabe still has one of his. The 15, I don't think does. The 10, who had that penalty, now he's involved in this one as well. but he's firmly locked into the playoffs. I think he's going to be okay there. The 12 squeaks by after going out. He's actually damaged the rear end of that machine. This is Jimmy Reynolds into 17. Hood, of course, destroyed on his cars. We hit the Nerd TV rewind button once more.
And we're going to go full speed. You guys want to see how this looks. This is full speed from Jimmy Reynolds. Accident is going to happen right in front of him. He takes it 3 wide. Just as he takes it 3 wide, nowhere to go. Man. Well, we know Les Levy is going to pass inspection on the rear end of that car. It's to spec, so we know that because we got a Jimmy can at least because he got a full windshield full of that one.
You know, if I wasn't a sim racer, I would have told you that thing was not at normal speed. That was like 2 times speed because of how quick things were happening and developing. And within 3 seconds, you're comfortable, then all of a sudden you're wrecked. So that was in real time indeed. Kevin Freeze thinks he's on the road course section. He's going to line back up there, P2.
Why don't we pull our in-race reporter down, Jeremy? We still, yeah, this is a perfect time. First overtime of the evening. We are in overtime. This is OP overtime, so I think it's a perfect time to pull him down.
All right, let's get Anthony English back in here. Currently sitting in 4th place in that number 44. Anthony, this is Jeremy for the 2nd time in the Nerd TV booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, overtime number 1. 2 massive crashes to get to this part of the race.
I want your lucky horseshoe.
All I know is it is hectic as all be out here right now. It is wild.
Do you know how close you were on that? I want the lucky horseshoe and the rabbit's foot and the penny you have glued to the dash in that car because that was inches behind you, that last big one.
I'd only be asking for that, like, if I finish this race. We'll see how we finish first before we start on all the lucky rabbit's feet and all that jazz.
All right, man. Well, it's not too late to get the first win of the season, so good luck to you on that notion. Starting in P4 on the outside, it looks like I'm on the 25. We know the 25's quick. We also know that 24 Toyota, he wins no matter what. So you got a tough battle ahead of you. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I got two super strong guys in front of me, so I'm probably just gonna see what happens. Or I'll push the hell out of Kevin and see what happens. But yeah, thank you. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
That was English in the 44. In-race reporter for the 2nd time tonight. Appreciate his time and allowing us to pull him up to the channel at will. Not going to do that during the green flag, of course, but, caution break? Why not? Half a lap, Dustin? What are you expecting? Did we go second overtime, or did we end it here?
I think we're going to get to the white flag. I think we can get to the white flag, and it's going to end under green flag conditions. Now, if you're going to ask me who's going to win, it's a tough one. I mean, you got 2 fast cars leading both lanes. They've been working together all night. I feel that Adam Kilday and Anthony English, and I would even put Eric Laurie, are in the catbird seat right now. They are in the best spot. They are going to be the ones to control this race because I feel Kevin and Sebastian are going to try to get together.
We'll see. Pace cars down. Will this be the final restart, or will we have one more? That'll be determined here in 2.5 miles or less. Green flag is out once again. It looks like everyone's going through the gearbox into 3rd gear nice and cleanly. Lane shifting can happen after the start-finish line, so we're going to see 3 wide probably pop up on the exit of turn 2. 4th gear now. Top 5, top 10, all still stagnant. Who's going to be the first one to break 3 wide? Off of turn 2, the 44 giving a great shove to Kevin. 3 to 4 mile an hour advantage down the back straightaway here. Gets nose cleared of the 24. Cannot get fully clear as Kilday with a great shove to Sebastian into turn 3.
Yeah, they're going to go side by side, Jeremy. You're going to wait. They want to make sure they can get it to the white flag. They're going to get the white flag this time by, and you are going to see cars. You are going to have some takers, I guarantee you. going into the entrance or exit a turn, into the entrance of turn 1 or exit of turn 2. More than likely turn 2 because you're going to get that better run. It's side by side right now. Kevin Freeze, Sebastian Marin. Question is, though, is if Anthony English sees that run going high, is he going to leave Kevin Freeze out there? There's the run, 3 wide right now. That's going to lock that middle lane in. Nowhere to go. 3 wide down the backstretch. Contact made. Eric Laurie down on the inside, but we're still 3 wide. Marin, Freeze.
Man.
Oh, comes back up the track.
Aaron.
Go ahead.
Yeah, off of turn 4. There we go. There's contact. Kilday shuffled out at 25, 23. Who is it going to be at the line?
Kevin Freeze. We'll
25. Yeah, there we go. The 12th race of the season, crossing the line by 35 1/1000ths of a second over Sebastian Marin. Sorry about the cutoff there, Dustin. But we're going to go rewind, and we're going to take a couple angles of this finish here to see exactly what transpired.
Oh, yeah. Definitely have to take a look at this as they're coming up. This is coming to the checkered flag. Lot of moving, lot of shaking, lot of scrambling. And at the line, there you go. Kevin Freeze noses ahead of Sebastian Marin. Anthony English holds on for P3, but what a finish. You see Adam Kilday going down there. There's a little bit of contact as they were trying to get as much side draft as possible, and he cuts through the infield. He was sitting P3, P4 in a heated battle with the 44 of Anthony English, but unfortunately enough, that did not work out the way that he was hoping it was going to. That's going to slot him way far back, Jeremy.
Yeah, is he going to burn it down there? Great victory from the 25. Been up front all night long, so don't want to say anything's deserved, but the way he had performed tonight, strong contender all night long. I would say this one's a deserved victory for the 25, as he got one more race before the playoffs for, this season here. And here's the unofficial results presented by Icon Apparel Company. Kevin Freeze P1, Sebastian Marin 2nd, Anthony English 3rd. That is your podium top 3, which we are going to try to reach out to all 3 drivers in our post-race show. 4th place, Vince Guerrero. 5th place will be Mark Mann. 6th, Robert Thorns. 7th, Zachary Workman. 8th, Ron Walters. 9th will be Len McNeese. 10th, Jeff Crosby Jr. P11 will go to Les Levy. 12th is Gabe Butler. 13th, Zach Frisch. 14th, Dan Harrington. 15th, Derek Donna. 16th place, Adam Kilday. 17th belongs to Nathan Warren. 18th, Eric Laurie. And 19th, your last guy on the lead lap, will be Michael Pratt in the 8th. 20th on back, 1 lap down or more, which will be Dana Shepard, Stephen Luttrell, Jeff Crosby Sr., Dude Conrad after that great run all night long. Heartbreak there. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17, Alex Giffen, Andrew Schroeder, Travis Elliott, Dave Hunt, Douglas Johnson, Hoa Guerrera, and Logan York finishes out this thing. 31 entries on the boards in the books. We're going to go to full screen commercial break, gather up our top 3, hopefully, and we will be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
And welcome back, everyone, here for the Nerd TV post-race show presented by Icon Apparel Company. And we got our top three ready for you. First one's going to be that number 44, Anthony English. We've talked to him twice already. We thought maybe we'd talk him in the post-race, and here we are. Congrats, man. You did podium top three.
Oh, thank you guys. That was definitely hard earned there.
Yeah, these races seem to be that way. So you had the restart in fourth. You had the two fast guys. You knew that. And then 85 got shuffled out. Was that your ticket there to get to the podium top three?
I think Adam actually blew up. I heard a pop next to me, and I just seen him drop, and that just gave me and Kevin the run. I really still didn't have a good line or a good run to try to do anything on Kevin or Seabass, so I just stuck at Kevin. I kind of owed Kevin one anyways for killing him a couple races ago, so congrats to Kevin for the win. I just pushed the hell out of him and let him pick up the W, as long as he gets some points.
Yeah, points for sure, man. Good stuff there. Very clean race there for the 44. Strategy-wise, it looked like you just had to force your way up to the front to maybe have a chance for the win. You didn't really. I don't think you led a single lap tonight. Do you think if you maybe kind of forced your way up to the front a little bit more, you would have maybe a slightly better chance to get the first one this season?
I was up there a little bit, but I did have like 30 seconds of damage from the one incident really early in the race, and I never got it fixed. So I might have been a little slower when leading than what I would have been normally if I didn't. But I was just trying to keep it up front all race. Stay up front, as close to up front as I can. If you got the run, take it. If you don't, I mean, I would have, if I knew Robert and Len were going to get that much of a run there coming off that backstretch on that final lap, I might have thought of trying to go with them. But by the time I realized that they were coming so fast. If I wouldn't have went up there and blocked them, we would all just ended up dying. So I just kind of played the safe card and just stayed down there behind Kevin. Like I said before we went green, I told you guys I was probably just gonna push the hell out of Kevin. So I did. I kind of just stuck to my word and just stuck to his bumper.
There you go. Well, you got your third place. Congrats once more. Final thoughts before we send you off tonight.
Oh, a big shout out to you guys coming on board and doing the broadcast and everything tonight. I can't wait to watch it back and see how it went and everything. So big shout out to you, Dustin and Jeremy. I'm sure you guys did an amazing job and all that. All OP, the admins, the drivers, everybody that has a little foot in the door here that makes all this possible. Big shout out to them. Buttkicker, always got to give a shout out to Buttkicker. They've been on board with all three of our series for quite a while now. So, big shout out to them. Everybody I was racing with, me, Adam, Mark, Andrew, and Robert, shout out to the team. Beautiful girlfriend, Rachel, and all the family and friends and everybody watching on the stream tonight.
There you go. I appreciate the words there. And that was Anthony English in the 44. Congrats, man. We'll chat with you soon.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, now it's time to talk to someone a little bit different here tonight. Second place finisher, runner-up, number 20. This man's confused. 23 on the
or
board,
24. It's either one.
32 in the Discord, 24 on the car, whatever. Mr. Sebastian, P2 tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I apologize for having a different number on the car. This paint's for a different league, and I made a mistake and left it on. Should be the 23, but yeah, it showed the 24 for tonight, so apologize there. But yeah, overall, good race. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. That's a reaction. How do you put yourself up? Like, to me, like when I see Xfinity racing, I see Austin Hill, right? He's the one up front all the time, RCR led group. You I put you in that category with Kevin. Like, it doesn't matter which race, you're up front all the time. So, like, what's your trick to running a clean race and being up front the whole time?
It's kind of understanding the car a little bit, right? We kind of all know how boxed in these cars can be, right? Lane locked, a better word to say. So like that first run, I knew I wasn't gonna get to the front, so I just saved fuel the entire time and waited till pit stops to hopefully gain some track position by having a better stop or just having to add less fuel to the car and get spots like that. And then after the pit cycle, you can pick up spots here and there depending how runs develop, which I managed to do that. And then at that point, it was just stay up front and know when to swap lanes to kind of carry both lanes going at the same time. You know how quick these cars overheat, so you kind of have to swap out the pushing car every now and then, or the car behind you is just going to overheat, and then both lines are just going to stall, and the third line can develop, and since they'll have more temp than the cars down low, they can zoom right on by. And then at that point, once you get the drivers that kind of know to do that, you kind of just stay out front and just dance with each other until the end of the race, where a little bit of carnage usually unfolds. But yeah, overall, just stay out front. Try to lead as many laps as you can, or play the fuel strategy correctly. And yeah, I mean, I've been in these opportunities for so long that I kind of know what to expect at this point. So also a bit of experience comes with that. But yeah, track position in this car is very important. So I would always say just always track position. And if you don't have it, either fuel save to make up for it or be the first car to lead a line, obviously. So, yeah.
I was looking for a little trade secret, and you just gave me the whole playbook there. So, awesome answer, man. But appreciate your time. Great race. Car looks great, no matter if it's the wrong number or whatnot. And you kept it clean too, which is very, very sweet. But all right, man. Well, congratulations on P2 tonight. I know you get a lot of dubs and a lot of top fives, so not a new scene for you, but nonetheless, it's always impressive to see you up there. Final thoughts before we let you go tonight.
Yeah, just thank you guys for the broadcast, and thank you Boot Knockers for letting me run with them, and OP for putting on this league. It's always good and fun to come back every now and then and race these people. And I grew up iRacing, racing with these guys, so this is like a family to me. So shout out to OP. I still enjoy coming back and running these races. So yeah.
There you are, man. Well, congrats once more, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. And now Sebastian Mayer there in the 24/23, depending on if you're looking at the pylon or the car on track. And Dustin, now it's time to load up the victory lane scene here tonight for the number 25, Mr. Kevin Freeze. Kevin, congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, guys. How you doing tonight?
We're doing just fine, dude. All good on our end. We got our rust knocked off for the year. Now we're ready to go. You drove a hell of a race, and my question to you to start this thing off is, I like to know drivers' feedback on how to get things done. And for you, when you're not up front, you're taking it three-way to the outside and somehow make it work every time. Doesn't matter if there's one car or 5 cars behind you. So what's your trick to the trade to work that third lane the way you do?
One of the big things, just trying to be consistent with the line you run through the corner. It makes it a lot easier for the trail car, whoever's pushing you, to line up with you off the corner where you have that momentum coming off the top side. It's on the straightaways because you lose a little bit every corner entry. So you're just trying to maximize your straightaways, and if that car doesn't really have to guess where you're going to be, it makes it a lot easier. As somebody who likes, I also like pushing people on the top line, but when you know where they're going to be, like wall spacing, and you're comfortable with them, it makes it so that the line can be much more efficient. And you just got to ignore the people to your left side. That's the big thing, because if you react to them, it's just going to mess your line up, and you're just going to go straight to the back. And it really is defeating sometimes, but it makes it for a fun race.
Solid point there. When you run the outside enough, you just kind of know, like, okay, my fender is 2 feet away from this wall, and you just follow the wall line, that
Yep.
viewpoint of where the wall is to the windshield, and you just stick to it. Yeah, if you react to the inside, then yeah, I can see why the guesswork from the car behind you is going to increase, and it just become a bad time. So I appreciate that feedback there. But outside of that, man, how'd you able to get this win? You were mid pack at one point. You got scooted up
Yep.
pretty quick. How are you able to maintain that track position once you're there?
I was able to get an opening on one of the restarts. Gabe had some damage that really seemed to, it affected him on the restart, and then he was able to recover a little bit after that. It was more, it didn't look as bad as it really was, but it had a parachute effect until somebody tucked in right behind him. So when that opening happened, I just jumped right in behind Sebastian, and then we were able to hop to that third lane, and then that caution came out at a point where we had a good amount of momentum to keep moving forward. And I think he cycled to the lead with that, maybe. I don't really remember. And then, yeah, we just had good luck on those restarts to stay up front, because a lot of this car has become track position, because if you don't get that top lane rolling right away, it's with the engine temperature that it generates, it's just really hard to ever get it going. Because once you're hot, you're in trouble, and you're just trying to maintain all you can and just outsmart the bottom lanes, and that's just really hard to do in this car.
Yeah, 100% there, man. Well, congratulations there. Job well done on another victory. Any final thoughts before you get released here tonight?
Yeah, thank you to you and Dustin for coming on tonight and doing the broadcast for us. That's always appreciated. Thank you to the admins for OP who keep this show rolling. And thank you to the boys at Team Bootnaka. I haven't been around as much as I normally am recently, but it's an absolute blast when I get to hop on here and mix it up with them. So I appreciate everything they do. And Sebastian being there and showing up for the race too is also a lot of fun, because we don't see much of him all the time anymore.
Yeah, 10-4 on that there. He said it's always a blast to come back and hanging out with the family
Yep.
when he can. So that's kind of cool to hear. But yep, congrats, and we'll catch you here soon, man.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That was race winner Kevin Freeze in the 25. And Dustin, you had to talk solo this past Sunday. Appreciate you on that. But then I kind of took over. So first off, how's your voice box after not talking the whole race, and how'd the race go on your end?
It was good. Besides, I seen one little flub up that I did, and
Uh-oh.
it didn't come until the victory lane. I didn't swap out logos on there, but it was
Okay.
I know, what a slacker. But no, it
Hey.
was kind of a last minute thing that that I kind of offered up to Jimmy Reynolds and OP to come in and do this broadcast for him. And it was a lot more work on my end than I was expecting. I think yesterday was a 12 o'clock in the morning day. Alarm went off at 4:30, so I was expecting at least some type of missed cue on that one, and I found it, but not until the end though. But otherwise, I mean, these guys did an excellent job, man. They raced, excellent for what the track is. It's a plate track. We know close quarters. We know accidents are going to happen. Jeremy, you and I, and yeah, KB and Brian, we've all been involved in them, just like every driver out there has. It's bound to happen. But I mean, these guys put on a hell of a show. They really did. Excellent line control. I mean, we've seen some amazing saves. I still go back to Gabe Butler's. I definitely going to give him. It was going to be Fritch on that one where he saved it, and then the momentum brought him up the track. But Gabe swooped in and stole that away real quick, because that was a hell of a Gymkhana slide all the way through the corner to save it. So great racing all around.
Yeah, Duke Conrad too there in that turn one entrance. He had it at first, and then Gabe just stole it with the best save of the night. And yeah, my flub up was I looked red in my camera, so I just adjusted my quality, so I look more like a natural color here. So that's cool. Dustin, you got some hair up here. What happened?
I do. It's been cold
It's
here, man.
2025.
It's been cold here, so I kind of let it grow a little bit to give me a little bit more insulation on the top, but it will probably be gone for the next broadcast because now temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit. So it's probably going to be gone. I'll be back to, as Jason Rockefeller always said, Mr. Walter White looks. So
There you go. There you go. Get rid of the Walter Light, or bring it back rather. So we'll see that. We'll see what happens this coming weekend here for the Global Racing League. But all right, man, we're going to close this thing out. Appreciate all the partners. We touched base on all of them, I do believe, whether it be, the Spring Fever intro song or, just all the ones we talked about or commercial breaks. It doesn't matter. Like, we appreciate y'all, and you'll see them rotate every single time we're live. I'm going to touch base with them. We're going to use that super nerd code. You know how we do here. So, all right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the Surprise Wednesday show, and maybe more to come. You don't know. We'll find out. So you guys have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. Get your nerd on. We'll see you soon.
as always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time.
Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Well, Back when nothing truly